we've got a red dot, that's it, we're filming now.
Okay.
Okay, so if you see your screen's off now, to wake it up as such, you can just very simply just wave your hand across the front of it. Okay, so I'll start on the end now. So, power off.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
So you do that before going out?
Yeah, if you wanted to switch everything off, or you can just go around and switch your lights off.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's power off, and then very simply, power back on. Now, what you'll see on the screen, the little L in the top corner is letting us know we're running on the leisure battery. The lightning strike is letting us know we're on the mains, and then obviously it's the time in the top there, and then this is the voltage of your leisure battery below.
Okay.
Okay, then coming down to this side, now the top one is your awning light, so that's your external light. Now you can turn it on and off from here, you can also turn it on and off from here. So when the blue light's on, the light's off, and then obviously blue light off is the light off. Okay, simple as that. Now next one down is your dimmable lights. So if you notice, it's the ones above your cupboard and the ones above your bed. Now every time you switch them on, it'll always come up with dimmer level in the middle there. So to adjust it, all you do is the in arrow halfway down there. So right, press the in arrow, I can turn it up as bright as 100. Yeah, and then obviously tonight you're going to have a nice romantic night in the van, so you can turn it down as low as 5.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
simple as that. I'll just turn it back up so we're not smooching in the dark. Then, next one down is for all the rest of your lights.
Yep.
Now, I've physically gone round and switched all the rest of your lights on. But imagine if you hit that switch, but say this switch is off there, it will not switch this light on. You'll just have to come to it and switch it on. So it activates the switches, but unless you've got them switched on, nothing will come on and off.
Yep.
Okay, and then the last one is just your water pump. Now, water pump low, if you ever change your battery over, it will resort back to thinking it's got a water tank. Now, it hasn't. All it is these systems do all of Swift's motorhomes and caravans, so some do and some don't.
Yep.
But I'll show you there where I can switch that water one off. And then, as I've already said, for your water, then it's just as simple as cold tap first, and then the whole hot tap.
It's good pressure.
Turn the system up. Okay. Now, I'll move on to the other side here now. So I'm on the up and down arrows, and then the middle one, as I say, is the select. So, go back up to dimmer level, next one down, heater settings. So all we're doing on here, press select, is changing it from manual, which means we're in control of it here. Oh, let me just turn that off. Ba-ba-doom. And then, if you press it, we can turn it to app. So that's where we're going to use your telephone or your pad or anything to use it instead of that. But I'll just leave it on manual for now, and I'll change it over to app afterwards. Next one, system settings. It's just as simple as the time, the day, the date, the month, the year. Then key beep, if you want it to beep or not every time you press the button. Backlight is the time that this LED screen stays lit for in the middle, and then LED time is the time that the little blue lights stay lit. And as I say, if it goes black, all you need to do is wave your hand to wake the screen back up again. Then tank alarms. So here we go, tank alarms off.
Yep.
That's it. So it won't beep at you every time you switch it on and off.
So
Then,
when you press that button on the left now, what does that do? What, is that just showing you the water level?
just switching on your water pump.
Oh, okay.
That's all that's doing, is powering up the pump. But as you hear, the pump will only run now, A, if you're asking for water, or B, if you've run out of water outside, that pump will be running constantly until you replace the water.
Or if the tank wants it, or if the combi boiler wants it.
The boiler will just fill itself up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just does itself. So imagine when you take water out...
So even if that's off on there, it
yeah,
doesn't matter.
imagine when you take water out of that boiler, it draws the hot water out the top and fills it back up with the cold water from the bottom. So it's only when you've run out of water.
And if we run out of water using the taps, we haven't got to worry about touching the boiler. It automatically
as I say, it'll automatically shut itself off. Yeah, as long as you fill it back up again, you'll be perfectly fine. We've then got Bluetooth pair, so this is obviously where you hook your device up to it. And then we've also got Bluetooth delete, so if you want to change your device or anything that you're using it on. And then we're down to exit settings. I'll push select, and it takes me back out of that menu. Then we've got Sargent E620, that's just letting us know what control panel you've got. Leisure charging, that's just showing us what voltage is in your leisure battery. Vehicle battery, obviously we've got nothing there, but if you were plugged into the car, it will tell you the vehicle battery. Solar panel, ignore that because you haven't got one. Battery select, so this is where you can change over from leisure battery and run off the vehicle battery if you want. But I mean, in this modern day and age, you won't have to. Then AC limit. Now this is a really good one. Do you ever go to many 10 amp sites? They're normally 16, but some you will...
Yeah, I've noticed on the... Yeah, they do have a rating.
If you ever turn up to one and it's a 10 amp site, what you can do is come in here, push select until it goes up to 10 and set a 10 amp limit inside the van. So what this will do is now, rather than, you know, every time you switch something on, it trips and you're outside on the bar, clicking it back up, that will control it in here to the best of its power.
Yeah.
So what it mainly does is, say you switch in the telly on, or I don't know, you switch the kettle on or something, and it's seen a surge in the power, what it'll do is switch off your heating system while that extra electricity is wanted. Once the kettle, say, finished boiling, it will then resort back to its normal order. Okay. So rather than it tripping outside, it'll do its best to control everything.
Is it worth setting that to the 16, so if you're at 16, or is that its maximum anyway?
I'd see how you get on, because here I've never tripped anything out. So it all depends on what sort of site you're on, to the quality of the electrics that you've got. But you know, if you're ever on an iffy one, at least you can turn down the amp.
Yeah.
So it controls it in it. It's not foolproof, it can still trip, but it will do its best to control it inside here for you. Okay. And then all you need to do is just go all the way up to 16, and then you can switch it off.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Then we've got internal temperature. Press select, it'll tell us humidity, and it'll also tell us external temperature as well.
Yep.
And then next one down, back to dimmer level.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Happy?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Right, let me just check. I changed it over. What you're seeing me do here, please don't do this, because this is like the technician side of your panel. Believe me, if you go in here, you can change a lot of things. Yeah, I did. All it is all the systems come thinking that they've got Aldi heating. Okay. Obviously, you've got the Truma in here, so I've just told this system that we've got Truma. That's why your Truma's panel had a bit of an epi fit before, because it seems to confuse them.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's very feminine, but I won't, because you're a teacher and you scare me slightly. So, moving on to your heating panel now. As you've seen, to turn it on and off is just hold that roller bowl down in the middle.
Yep.
And it'll turn it on and off. When it's on now, click the ball, there's your menu. And all you do is turn it, see it moving to the different...
Yeah.
So, I'll start on the very first one in the van, click that, that's your thermostat for your heating. So, all you do is just plus or minus it, whatever level you want your heating on. Okay? As easy as that. And then once your heating's set, you'll always get the flame above it, and you see the flame flashing now? When it's flashing, it means it's coming up to temperature. When it's a solid light, it means it's at temperature.
Yep.
Okay. Next one over is your hot water, and your hot water can either be off, eco, which is about 40 degrees, and hot, which is about 60 degrees. Okay.
Hot.
Our boiler at home is set to 56, I think.
Hot.
Because you like it hot, don't you?
Ooh.
And you don't have it. You don't have it that hot when you're in the shower, though.
I do.
You don't have it turned right up to 60. You scold yourself.
Oh, no, I have it on whatever.
Put it on eco for us.
60 degrees.
Yeah. Put it on eco.
So, next thing you can do on your hot water is boost. Now, what that boost mode will do, it will switch your central heat, or your air blown heating off, and it'll put all its power into that hot water boiler for you.
It's quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't even hear it, can you?
That's ridiculous how quiet that is. It's quieter than your boiler at home.
Yeah. So now, what that's doing, as I say, is putting all its power into that boiler. So if you're both planning on having showers, it's a good thing to switch on, and then if the lovely lady's nicked all the hot water, it means you don't have to wait quite so long for that tank to reheat. But as I say, it's switched off your central heating, your air blown heating. So you do need to come to it and knock it back off boost.
Yep.
Okay, simple as that. Next one over is for your power selects. So the system, this is just your heating and hot water, will run on either just gas by itself, mix 1 and 2, which is 1 kilowatts of electric and gas. 2 is obviously 2 kilowatts of electric and gas, and then the last one, electric 1 and electric 2. So again, that's 1 kilowatts or 2 kilowatts. Now, all it is the system will work perfectly fine on, say, just gas or electric 1, but obviously mix 2 is the most power you can send to the unit. And the more power you send to the unit, the faster everything will heat up for you.
Yeah, and if you go to electric 2, the issue with that is you've got a good chance of ending up not having to switch half the stuff on, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because it'll be drawing too much power off you.
Yeah, but again, if you're on a decent 16 amp, you'll be perfectly fine to run everything on electric.
Yeah, well, it saves you gas, doesn't it? If you can put it on electric 2,
yeah,
and just you're warm enough on electric 2. There's no point putting your.
We only do it on gas just to show you can see it heating up and cooling down.
Yeah.
As easy as that. So the rest of it now, the little fan symbol on the end is just for how fast the fan blows around for your air blown system. So obviously eco is low.
Yeah. Got to put my shoes on. I've been told to take them off.
Do as you're told, eh, Dad? We can still get that socket taken off.
I know.
Do you want me to carry on?
No, we better
Or should
not
we wait?
because he'll be the one running it. Just pause it, guys.
Yeah.